What's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. All right, this episode was all right or whatever. It wasn't a lot going on, which is okay with me, um, because sometimes I don't feel like coming down here and doing a whole bunch of carrying on. So when the episodes are just kind of okay, we good to go. Take some notes down and come down here and we done with it. All right. So the episode starts off with Jezelle and her daughters. When I tell you the twins had me screaming. So I guess they have a little job, a little summer job before they go away. Well, I don't know if it's a summer job, but they have a job. To stack up a couple of coins. Um, so when they go to college, they'll have a couple of dollars in the Chanel bag. Um, when they started talking about how they didn't want to go to work because it was horrible, it was horrific, it was atrocious, it was a mess. Girl, they better be glad that I need some money because I would have called in for the rest of the week. I know that's right. Y'all better be glad I need this change because if I didn't need this change, I would have called in for the rest of the week. I can't make it. This working stuff is not for me. I thought that was funny. Jezelle is having issues with the will, her father's will. So I think a week before her father passed away, they say that the father signed either a new will, I think a new will, and Jezelle is questioning the validity of the will because she said the last week her father couldn't really, her father wasn't able to sign a will, pick up a pen and sign a will. Probably didn't even understand, even if he did sign it, probably didn't even understand what was going on, right? So she wants to try to get that taken care of because I think he lived in Georgia, and she was saying something about in the state of Georgia, they would be able to access 2/3 of what he left behind. But if they can't get this will situation situated, then they get nothing. She has gotten in contact with Jamal. Girl. Y'all know I don't see it for Miss Jizzy. Hello? But when I tell y'all, Miss Jizzy basically said right there in front of us and said, I don't care who he marrying. Okay, because Jamal got married in real life probably like a month ago. So I think that at the time of the taping, I think that he had just got engaged. But she basically said, I don't care if he is marrying my doppelganger. Okay. I just want to make sure that he knows that these kids better be taken care of. Hello. She said that, I guess whenever she had the conversation with Jamal, she didn't go into detail, but I was reading between the lines, that he already let her know that a trust has already been set up for the girls and they're good to go. Yes, I know that's right. Jesus said, I don't care how many wives you have, these girls going to be taken care of. She said that she's not, they asked her about, what if she finds somebody? Then what would the steps be? And she basically said that she don't trust nobody. She basically, I don't trust these no. Okay. So even if I do get with somebody, honey, I ain't leaving them nothing. Did y'all catch that tea? Stacy and TJ. Girl. Stacy, we gotta tug on your wig just a little. We gotta do a little shift in Stacy. TJ is fine. I love Mel older queen. Let me stop calling her. I ain't gonna say no queen. I love Mel older man. Even though Stacy said TJ was 41. Girl. TJ ever been a 55. Okay. Chloe probably pushing 60. TJ fine. If she don't want my slam dunk him tonight. But TJ do give me mean queen. And I don't think he's into Stacy. I don't. However, I think that Stacy needs to listen to TJ on some of the stuff that he was trying to tell her. So the first thing they talk about was the party. and TJ feeling a way about, this is the thing, right? Can we just talk? TJ, what Stacy can't say on camera is, girl, I was at work. Yes, we're shooting a show. Yes, I invited you to this party, but girl, I still have to work. Girl, I'm trying to get me a flute. Okay? So yes, I did invite you to the party, and I probably didn't pay you any attention because girl, I had to work the room. You know what I'm saying? That's what Stacey really wanted to say, probably, but she couldn't. TJ, you are a grown man. And it sounds like TJ was okay. It sounds like TJ was working the room himself. So I'm not exactly sure why he felt the need for Stacy to come and check on him. If we're gonna be honest, Stacy don't know those people just like you don't know those people. Stacy just met this group of women the other day. Okay? So the same way most of the people in the party were strangers to her, strangers to you, that was strangers to her too. TJ, I felt like was being unreasonable. I don't like the way he was talking to Stacy. Stacy, in a way, girl, you let him, because as soon as he started getting fly by the lip, you should have got fly right on back. girl, ain't no bitch about to sit here and talk to me crazy. That's what you should not. If you'd said that, girl, you would have had TJ running up at that party. Ain't no queen about to sit here and talk to me like I'm some fool. You better watch your mouth. Okay, she ain't probably have to say all of that, but girl, she could have at least told. She could have checked TJ, right? Because all of that, do better. And whatever he was telling Stacey at the party, I thought that was just seemed too much. TJ asked her, did she hire a forensic accountant? Girl, you know, I had never heard of that. I didn't know anything about that, right? I couldn't tell you the ins and outs of when you get a divorce, especially if a little money is involved, right? Now we can Google some stuff and figure it out together. But I felt like Stacy tried to dismiss TJ and what he was saying. So TJ asks her, did you hire a forensic accountant? My first time hearing about that was Sutton Strack from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay? She hired a forensic accountant, girl, and she started finding all types of money. Girl, her and her husband was getting a divorce. Her husband is a very wealthy, powerful man. Hello? She hired a forensic accountant, and honey, she found out where the pennies was hidden, okay? So TJ is trying to tell Stacy pretty much you need to hire a forensic accountant. She says, no, I haven't thought about that. I put, Stacy, you a fool. And then in the confessional, she says TJ I'm paraphrasing, TJ's never been married. So there's so much that he really understands. Stop right there. You've been married, Stacy, and you don't understand shit. Because you just told us that you went into mediation and you found out that your husband had shit in your name that you did not know about. And he also had other accounts that you did not know about. So clearly, there are things that you don't understand either. And even after all of that, TJ, who has never been married, that does not mean that he doesn't know people who have been through a divorce. How you know he don't know somebody like Sutton Strack? You see what I'm saying? So to dismiss what TJ is saying all because he's never been married, you've been married and you don't know shit clearly. You didn't even know what your own husband was up to. You walking around here just signing papers, probably. Got stuff all in your name and didn't even know about it until Mad Day. So TJ trying to give you advice about getting a forensic accountant, I don't think that you should just dismiss that because he's never been through marriage. You can be married and still not know shit about a divorce. You can never be married, never been divorced. You know what I'm saying? And still know something about what the steps you probably need to take. Again, you don't know who TJ knows. He could have had a best friend, a sister, a brother, a grandmother. You know what I'm saying? who's been through this, and so he's trying to tell you, girl, you might need to do this, and this, because that's what so and so did. Stacey, a hard head make a soft ass. You'll learn. You still over there living in La La Land. You still think that, girl, your divorce is probably gonna play out because we said when we got married, we said X, Y, and Z, and he said he was gonna protect me, which leads me to, girl, Stacey still wanting to live in a fantasy. So she asked TJ, basically, what if she started to see other people? TJ is basically like, basically I would start seeing other people too. Stacy wanted TJ's response to be like, no, I can't live without you. You're the wind beneath my wings. You're the air that I breathe. No, no, you can't see other people. I'll die without you. And TJ was basically like, oh, okay. Now, one part of that is probably, girl, TJ is really not interested in Stacy like that. I really don't believe he is. Right? Um, and then two, child, if you see other people, you see other people. See, I think Stacy didn't want that reaction from TJ. But what you expect? Look how he cut up the other day. You thought he was gonna really fall down to his knees and beg you to stay? Girl, now if you was that nigga girl, you was that man who he was filling up on when y'all went to work out the first or second episode, he'll probably fall on his knees and beg him to say, let me shut up and stop being messy. And that was pretty much it, girl. Stacey need to get it together. Stacey, you look foolish. I guarantee you when we get down to that reunion, girl, Stacey gonna be like, yeah, she gonna look just like Ashley was when Ashley swore up and down when some of y'all, no shade, swore up and down Ashley hit the jackpot because she was married to Michael and Mary showed her and Michael showed her, baby, I ain't never been a fool with my money and I ain't gonna start being a fool with you either. Dr. Wendy, Miss Susan, and her sister Ivy, they all go out. Miss Susan is a handful. Miss Susan, let me ask you a question, Miss Susan. How you got an attitude? Wendy is ordering food. The waiter is still at the table. You start praying. Wendy's not done ordering, and you say she being rude because you trying to pray. Girl, what? Girl. The waiter was literally still at the table. Okay? So clearly, either we're not done ordering. We're not done ordering. Did I say it the right way? We're not done ordering our art. I feel like I'm saying it the wrong way. We're not done ordering our food, right? She may be asking us a question, but for you to just start praying and then think that we rude because we trying to finish the conversation, I say, girl, what? It don't work that way. But anyways, Wendy, girl, y'all know I go for that. Y'all know Dr. Wendy is my girl. But Dr. Wendy, I'm so tired of you talking about this party, the birthday party. Girl, we get it. Girl, when I tell you this has been the longest 40th birthday party conversation I have ever seen. But I'm trying to tell y'all, the girls really don't have nothing going on. I don't mind. This is the thing. For real, for real, for real. I don't need everybody don't really need to have this big over the top storyline. I'm fine with Mia and her gutter snipe storyline. You know what I'm saying? But I also don't want to hear about a birthday party the whole season either. Anyways, Wendy is basically about to tell her mother that she quit her job. Can I say something? I feel like there are people out there who purposely misunderstand Wendy because Wendy has been saying this for a very long time. The culture that Wendy comes from, she's explained to us that your life has already been determined before you're born as far as your profession, right? You're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, and if you feeling lucky, you could probably be an engineer. Those are the three things. I think I recall her saying that, your success is also a reflection of your parents. So like, Miss Susan and the other girls and boys, when you have a daughter that has 4 degrees and she's a professor and she's a political commentator, then you can take that as like, girl, look who I raised, right? You know what I'm saying? So when Wendy got on this show and she started to venture out and do other things, it made sense to me because who's to say that Wendy ever wanted to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer? Why? What makes y'all think that she didn't want to be a ballerina? Now it might be too late for her to be a ballerina, right? But those were the choices that she was given, and so she had to choose from that. Now Wendy is on this platform. Now I can actually do other things, and I can do other things that I want to do. Now whether I succeed at them or not, that's to be determined. But I can start my own candle line, right? I can start my own wig line. I'm not saying she started a wig line. I can actually do what I want to do and not what they told me I'm supposed to do. So when I see people say that they don't understand how you go from being a professor to selling candles, how you go from doing this, because girl, it was already set in stone that what she was gonna do. Who said she wanted to do that? I don't know how that's hard to. I feel like I don't know how that's so hard to understand. Now she's in a position where she can do what she wants to do. It's no different than Tia down to the Tia Mowry show, basically saying that she didn't realize until she was in her 40s that she had options. Because this whole time she was always a good girl. You know what I'm saying? And now I realize I can do what I want to do. Anyways, so girl, Wendy tells her mama, girl, Wendy put her hand out. When I tell you, bitch, the way I hollered when Miss Susan looked over her shoulder and looked down, girl, when Wendy put her hand out and Miss Susan looked like, what you, girl, who behind me? Girl, why are you doing all this carrying on, girl? What you got to tell me? Wendy was talking a little slow. I think Wendy was a little nervous. Even Ivy was like, girl, basically like, girl, speed it up, girl. You're taking too long, right? So she tells her mother. At first, I think Miss Susan was a little shocked. I was like, oh, girl, this is not going to go good, right? This is not going to go good. But at the end, Miss Susan was supportive. She was supportive. I think Wendy had to, tell her, look, I still have my 4 degrees. I'm still a doctor. I just don't teach at the university anymore. Um, she also said, she never said the university's name, but we know she worked. She also said that she didn't feel appreciated, right? And I also think I also think too, because now Wendy has this platform. Um, and again, Wendy can always go back to teaching. It's really, I hate to say, it's really not that big of a deal. People quit jobs every day, girl. Um, and again, she can always go back to being a professor if she needs to be. The credentials are still there. Hello. Um, Ashley and Jezelle do a speed dating, girl. I mean, it was only one guy. Now I forgot his name, Namaste, and I put Namaste was her speed, and then as soon as I wrote that down, they put the men that usually Jezelle goes for, and they all kind of not look the same, but they dark skinned. Hello, right? Um, Average looking, right? But I knew that as soon as, and they did have chemistry, even though I didn't think he was 42. When he first walked over, I was getting every bit of 50. But they said he's only 42. Um, and that was pretty much. Girl, I really wasn't interested in the speed dating with Ashley and Jezelle. They have a show with I think Shannon and Luann about dating. So I feel like this was just like ooh, I feel like this was just an introduction to the show that they have with Shannon from OC, Real Housewives of Orange County, and then Luann, formerly of Real Housewives of New York. I think it's Luann. I know it's Shannon though. Anyways, Karen and Ray. Let me tell y'all one thing about Karen. I know some of y'all don't like Karen, but one thing I have to give Karen her flowers for is Karen has controlled her own narrative when it came to this DUI. The girls have tried to shake Karen. Karen has, when I say Karen has been driving this car, okay? Karen is controlling the narrative. Karen really didn't let those girls come into this season and try and pull a fast one. They too slow for Karen. Because this should have been an easy takedown for Karen. Girl, if this was Kenya Moore, baby. You know, Kenya do too much sometimes. Clearly, hello. But girl, if this was Kenya Moore, girl, they would have had Karen girl shaking out her knees. They wouldn't have let it go. Okay. Anyways, she basically her and Ray are sitting outside. They have a conversation. She says that at one point she felt the lack of support from Ray. I guess Karen, girl, Karen. They say that this is your second DUI. That's what they say. I'm gonna leave Karen alone. But Karen, I don't think it had nothing to do with her mama, because your mama was still alive when they say you got the first one. You felt a lack of support from Ray when you got the first one, allegedly too. You see what I'm saying? Karen, at your big ass age, you still ain't learned your lesson. That's just what it come down to. Girl, get a driver. Ashley goes on a date. I didn't care. I'm sorry. Girl, I was listening, but it felt like the date was more so about him. Like, I felt like I don't care about this white man. And the reason why I don't is because, girl, he's not going to be on the show girl, that man is not coming around no more. So I felt like the way that the conversation was, we learned a lot about him, which is fine because I guess that's what you do on a date, right? You learn about each other. But I'm saying, as far as a television show, I don't think that I don't care about getting to know this man. I don't care about his childhood. I don't care what he went through. I know that sounds mean, because, like, what's the point? That man is not going to be on this TV show next season. And I feel like most of the scene was more so about him. Kirana K. We're gonna call her. I still can't pronounce that girl's name. Kay meets up with Mia. Kay is not a professional when it comes to mental health. However, she wants to support Mia, and being that I guess she works with Greg, and she's also had people that she personally knows that have had mental health issues. She just wanted to, I guess, just be there for Mia. We gotta pull on Mia's wig just a little bit. Y'all know, as far as I'm concerned, y'all already know why I stand when it comes to Mia and G. Okay, I have to be honest. I'm getting ahead of myself, but so we just gonna wrap out Mia, G, K all together. So at one point during the episode, towards the end, G came over to the house, to the apartment, and Mia was basically talking to G about setting boundaries and how Ink believes that Mia needs to set boundaries. I didn't like that, because it's like, and Andrew Gabor, shout out to Andrew Gabor. He says this all the time in his reviews. It's almost like Mia throwing Ink into the conversation. It's almost like she's playing a game with Gordon. And to Kay's point, Ink could be a trigger for Gordon. And if you know that he is going through what he's going through mentally, then why would you want to do that to someone who you know is going through or just received this diagnosis of being bipolar? And then if some shit pops off, then Mia gonna soar up and down. She don't understand what happened. When the fact of the matter is, G Inc. could very well be a trigger for Gordon. And if Gordon pop off, and everybody got a duck, then Mia gonna act like she don't know what happened. However, I still feel that the reason why people are confused is because either G is having episodes or either he in on the stunt. Because 1 minute, right, you're taking shots with ink on the roof, playing in the water. Girl, Marco Polo with the kids. Marco Polo, right? Girl, y'all going on family vacations together. And then the next minute, it's, I'm not promoting your relationship. Well, actually, you are. You do it all the time. Girl, via social media anyways. Now, I don't know if you're doing it on the show, but you do it all the time on social media. I think that they're not doing a good job at drawing a line in the sand when it comes to the interactions with Ink and the kids. I said they, both of them. Because again, y'all are going on vacations together. Y'all are having family day together. Y'all are on top of the rooftop having swim day together, taking shots. So naturally, the kids could probably be confused. Again, here we go with people thinking that kids don't know shit. These kids know more than what y'all think they know. Y'all going around here thinking that the kids don't know what's going on. But look, Miss Juju, she don't want mommy to marry Mr. Ink. If she really thought that Ink was just some friend, she wouldn't be concerned about Mia marrying Ink. But again, every time I look up, y'all have Ink with y'all. And if Gordon is telling us that, I don't know what he meant when he said the kids, but you remember he said something like, the kids burst in on Mia and G. I don't know if they were just lying in bed watching TV. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is the kids are not stupid. So now we go from G telling us that the kids burst in on Mia and Ink, to y'all always hanging out outside of the show, to now look Miss Juju saying, Daddy, I don't want mommy to marry Mr. Ink. But y'all thinking, not y'all, Mia, you're saying that the kids don't really know what's going on. They know something. They know something. Listen, this is just a part of life. People get together, get divorced all the time. Baby. So they having a conversation with the kids about divorce. How mommy and daddy are getting a divorce. Baby, when Juju said, baby, when Miss Juju asked her mama and her daddy, where did you guys find each other? I said, wait a minute. You know, you made me wanna. Girl, your mama was selling pussy and your daddy was buying it. That's where they met each other. Down to the host stroll. Lobster, shrimp, and pussy was on the menu. Okay. G told the truth and said we met at a club. That's the truth. He didn't lie. So he gave them the age appropriate, because Miss Juju could ask some questions. Because Miss Juju said y'all niggas is lying. Because she was like, well, when, where? Okay. I think he said Carolina. And then he finally said the club. Tell the truth. These kids already know the answer. Okay, Miss Juju know somebody. Miss Juju know somebody. Someone right. You should have said I was cheating on my wife when I met your mama. Why you so concerned about what the kids gonna think and what the kids gonna feel when they older? What you think they're gonna think when they find out that girl you cheated on your wife with their mama? Take all of it into account. I'm just saying. You know the girls. You know the girls. I feel like the girls don't want to call out G. People feel bad for G. They think Mia is taking advantage of G. Y'all just saying it because G is bipolar. But it still doesn't take away from the shit that G has done. And that's just what it is. You know how we always say you can have childhood trauma and you'll still be responsible for your actions in the future as a grown ass person? You could still have some type of mental health issue, right? You'll still be responsible for your actions. And that's just where I'm at with it. It still doesn't take away from G draining Mia's accounts and locking her in a room and taking her cell phone. Girl, that's kidnapping, girl. They call that financial abuse. But of course, because Mia is number one on the hit list, people don't want to call out the stuff that G has done and the shit that G participates in. G has been participating in the fuck shit for a long ass time, and I'm not gonna let none of y'all forget it. He has. From speaking to Ink down to the reunion, saying he was gonna be cordial with Ink down to the reunion, girl taking shots with the nigga, going on vacations with the nigga, okay, filming with the nigga, girl, let Mia go out here and have a hall pass to fuck other niggas. Girl, this is all this shit has been going on. But now people feel bad for G, right? If Mia is a hoe, G is a hoe. If Mia is a liar, G is a liar. They both the same as far as I'm concerned. That's my whole point. They're both the same. The money dried up. Mia want to catch Ghost. But I do agree though. I do agree that it can appear that Mia girl, you might want to ease up because it looked like you might be playing with fire. Because if G is bipolar, I don't know the ins and outs of dealing with someone who has been diagnosed with that. But it could very well be a trigger for Gordon. I think the best thing for everybody involved is for Mia to divorce that man and go let him go on by his business. And that's it. I think that would be the best thing. Anyways, I'm done, y'all. That was it. That was the episode. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. I will say this though. Watching like Salt Lake City, if you don't watch Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, then you won't know what I'm talking about. Is Mia's storyline, is it hood, ghetto, gutter snipe? Yes, y'all already know I said that. But it still doesn't change the fact the girl, housewives been hood, ghetto, and gutter snipe. Right? Stop acting like Mia just brought something new to the housewife. She didn't. This shit been going on. But I think that if you watch Salt Lake City and then you turn around and watch Potomac, you see how hood, ghetto, and gutter snipe it is. Because on Salt Lake City, they're not really doing a bunch of shit that Mia doing over here. But Mia is the only one that's giving us something to talk about too, on the flip side. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like if you watch Salt Lake City and then you turn around and watch Potomac, you be like, ooh, girl. Girl, y'all got a lot going on. And it's not even y'all, it's really just Mia. It is what it is, girl. I told you I'm not getting wrapped up into these reality shows like that anymore. Girl, for me, I'm watching it and I'm be done with it. You see Wendy and Mia down to the internet doing photo shoots together. That's what I'm saying. That's what that's been another one of my points too. I'm not getting worked up over. I'm trying not to. My goal is to try and not to get worked up over these reality shows because it's pointless. I'm not getting worked up over Mia and G. I'm gonna call it out how I see it. Right? I'm gonna say that G full of shit. I'm gonna say that Mia's full of shit. Both of them sunk queens. I'm not getting worked up over Mia and Dr. Wendy. You know why? Because girl, just the other day, girl, Mia was trying to throw Wendy in the motherfucking Atlantic Ocean, and just for her to turn around and do a photo shoot with the girl. Why I'm still gonna be mad about it? Mia is a mess. Mia is a mess. That's another thing too. Mia is a mess. Mia been a mess. But what's the point of getting worked up over Mia being a mess and her girl trying to fight Dr. Wendy if Dr. Wendy gonna turn her silly ass around and do a photo shoot with her? I don't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? There's no point in getting worked up. Just watch the show, call out the shit for how you see it, and then let it go. There's no point in getting worked up over Portia and Phaedra and Candy anymore, because Candy was down to the blaze. What was it last year for St. Patrick? Girl throwing her puss all on Portia's throwing her butt. I think Candy was bent over, girl, dancing on Portia. This girl just accused you of the R word a few years ago. But we still worked up and mad. Girl, no. Girl, if they like it, I love it. If Wendy is okay with me throwing her into the Atlantic Ocean, almost throwing her into the Atlantic Ocean, and then turn around and take photos with her a couple of years later, the girl, it is what it is. You look foolish to me. It's one thing for you to continue to be on the show, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm sure these women get paid a decent amount of money, right? Whether it's 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, it's a lot of money in comparison to what people in the real world make, right? So I'm not gonna just let that check go either. So if I have to be on the show with somebody that I don't like, okay, girl, people work with coworkers every day who they don't like. But for me, and if I have to do a promo shoot with the cast, okay. But for me to go down here and do an individual photo shoot with this girl who just tried to fight me a couple of years ago, you got me up. Girl, please. We ain't that cool. Ain't no different than like Kenya and Portia. Kenya and Portia BFFs now. This girl done pulled you down to the ground at the reunion. Put her hand, girl. This lady put her hands on you. And now y'all posted up, girl, with y'all matching Rolls Royces hugging each other. It's a line for me. The line would be, outside of this show, I don't fool with you. While we at work, I guess we gotta work. I guess, girl. Anyways, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.